Hey everybody, welcome back into the the workshop of dreams and stuff. Different camera angle, boop. This time, so a little bit different, and the microphone is now mounted on the paint stand just to the right hand side of me. So hopefully you can hear everything. It's going to be slightly more difficult when the mask's on. One thing that I am slightly wary about here is just here, my ever-present and forming bald spot, which I don't like. But again, we have the solution. These are very fashionable, very functional gingham paint bucket hats are now available from my Facebook page. Yeah, for hiding any bald spots like my own, obviously branded like the champion that I am. Yeah, give us a shout if you want one. There's loads of different colours, and go from there. Right, so we have, this is going to be Joey's body shell for the start of the indoors. As with previous videos, mounted, cut, although I need to take the arches out of this one, mounted, cut, and I have went through and cut all the graphics out that I need to. Simple, realistically 2-color paint job, although the details are going to be in black. So yeah, everything's primed, everything's ready. Let's get cracking. Important thing to do whenever you're designing and marking out your body shell, figuring out what you're going to do when you're cutting it, to get the results that you want and keep the body shell as lightweight as you can. Dark colors first. That then acts as the masking for the next paint color. So it's always dark colors first. Start out with black for your lines and your details, and work it from there. So black, whatever, silver, white, fluorescence just before white if you can as well. So right, let's get the mask on, let's get to it. It is literally like a foundations on a house. One of the more important things you're essentially giving yourself a key for the next layers to work on. So it is, I mean, you can see yourself there, that's, you know, you've seen windows tinted darker than that, but that's the whole idea. It should flash off under heat almost instantly, and then from there you can build up the colors, going slightly heavier and slightly heavier everything. I suspect at this point, if I can ever figure out how to use the editing app properly, I will speed this up a bit, because you don't need to see me tapping on the desk and being a bit of a so-and-so. Although look what it says here, subscribe. That's probably a good idea. Can't speed up physics. Normally at this point I have 2 shells on, so I can hop between the two and do that, but this time I can't. Just very aware that you're all watching. Okay, on this particular shell, the black splitter and black lower lines, it's not something I usually recommend, simply because that's a stress point, and every cut that you put into the body shell weakens it. However, with this being what it is, I think it would miss it not being there, so yeah, sacrifices must be made. This shell's probably going to be one of them. But yeah, so we'll leave this. I mean, probably one of the worst things you can do is hurry the drying process through. Heat it up, get it warm, do like that, but not having the patience to actually wait for it to dry is the killer. Right, with that cured, yeah, we'll get on and we'll demask the big bits of this for the next colour. Okay, next up, obviously you can see where I'm going with this. Next up then is a fluorescent red colour. It's one of those things that if you've only ever seen it on TV, you know, it used to look orange at times, it used to look dark red. I've seen the cars many times in the flesh. It's fluorescent red is the actual colour of it. So yeah, if I'm really clever at editing, I'll put a photograph actually there of me, like 8-year-old me, standing beside the McLaren 4.4. So yeah, we'll do this, and it's a question I get asked quite often about fluorescence. There will be a video specifically coming up on this shortly, but at the moment we'll point you through what I do to get the really deep fluorescent shades. First up, it's just patience. So yeah, we'll get on with this. Probably either stop the video or speed it up, depending how I'm feeling about editing and how long this is getting. But yeah, we'll crack on with this, show you how we do it, and go from there. Again, same thing as previously, but probably more extreme is building up fluorescence in stages. They don't cover particularly well, so, and are very prone to messing about and giving yourself hot spots and stuff like that as well. So take your time, build them up slowly, give yourself plenty of time to do it, even with an aerosol. Very fine first layer, because again, fluorescence can be brittle. Very fine first layer, let it flash off and go from that. The nice thing about it, because of the constitution of fluorescence, they dry really quickly, cure, harden, become workable very quickly. I think that's been on the heater for 30 seconds or so, and I'm willing to bet it's good to go. Okay, so we're 6 or 7 coats into fluorescent red in this. Again, started off really light and built up from there. It's fairly decent, fairly even coverage. You do always get collected in the corners. There's not much you can do about that, except just be very aware when you're painting it. You don't have to paint right up to the corners of it. You can spray, and the overspray will get that mostly. So that brings us on to the next thing. What do we back up fluorescent red with? 3, 2, 1. Absolutely not. White will be brighter and will lead to a very bright thing, but will also lead to hot spots. Things like here, where it's slightly darker, slightly heavier laid, will look a darker red than down here, which no matter how well you do, you're always going to get away with. Plus, you run the risk of it being pink or orange or not the vibrant bright red that you want to. Instead, opaque red. Solid, bright, opaque red. You'll lose a little bit of the overall brightness, but you'll get a much richer, deeper colour. And again, truer to what the actual Marlborough red is. Don't you believe me? Just watch. And there we go. Uniform, smooth, clean, fluorescent, bright, just absolute peach shade. That also works with pretty much every other colour. Yellow especially well, orange maybe not so much, but greens and blues as well, as long as you can find a good opaque colour to go behind it. Fluorescent red, however, is spectacular, backed up with an opaque red, first of all. So yeah, there's Chris's top tip. Enjoy. Okay, so with that done, mask removed, starting to shape okay. Now that white paint that I threw away earlier on, I'm really sorry. Yeah, we back everything up with white and we go from there. Like I say, it acts as a brightening colour for the red as well. Just realised I got my mask on when I'm talking to you, but no, it'll be alright. Again, back to same as everything, really light first coat, build it from there. Yeah. And there we go, there's my wee teammate, happy and ready to go this season. As ever, like, subscribe and comment. Thanks for watching.